Hello and welcome to the fourth and final video for the FutureLearn course Thinking Like a Health Economist. My name is Professor Darren Baines, and during this short video I will introduce you to the concepts of economic value and opportunity cost. Opportunity cost is central to the thinking of health economists because they adopt the principles of economics in the way that they think. Also linked to opportunity cost is the notion of economic value. Economic value isn't just the price that we pay or the money we spend. Economic value also has a specific meaning. And as we'll discuss, economic value is not what you pay for something, it's how much you think something is worth. And a lot of the work of health economists is to actually work out how much we think resources are worth, how much we think outcomes are worth. Because a lot of healthcare is not provided in a market setting, we don't have prices to show value. Often healthcare is provided by an insurance company. Often healthcare is provided by a public healthcare system. And in these situations, a price isn't paid at the point of consumption. Healthcare is provided free at the point of delivery or nearly free with a co-payment from the patient. So if a patient walks into a GP surgery and has an appointment that lasts 15 minutes but doesn't pay, how much is that worth? And once we know how much it's worth, we know how to assign a value to that use of resources. The problem is that people have different notions of value, and how much you value something depends upon the perspective that you take. For instance, a healthcare system may place a different value on the use of nurses' time than a patient or a member of the population would value the use of nurses' time. For instance, if you have a home visit because you have care needs, the NHS in England may pay a different price for that hour's visit than a patient would have to pay privately. Now, for economists, this is a difference in price. However, the price paid depends upon how much the individual values that particular intervention. Therefore, we need to understand worth, we need to understand value in order to work out how much the costs and benefits of treatment are. So, we'll start with economic value. Economic value is the subjective worth that a person places upon the goods and services that they consume. Economic value is not the price paid. The price paid is the market price. Economic value is different. It is subjective. Although it can be measured in monetary terms, economic value depends upon the subjective preferences of individuals. For instance, if a person consumes a medicine, the economic value is the worth they place upon their expected health gain. Pharmaceutical companies can use economic value to set their prices. Health economists measure value so that fair prices can be set. And this requires the use of methods for measuring value. Once values have been measured, they can be compared to costs in economic evaluation studies. Economic cost is the worth of what is given up, and value is what is expected to be gained from consumption. So, as we can see from that section, economic value isn't the price paid, and it isn't the money spent. Economic value is the expected worth of a particular health resource or a particular health outcome. And in order to do economic evaluation studies that measure costs and benefits must be measured in terms of values. This is because if both sides of the equation are values, they can be weighed up. They're comparable. We can compare cost as a value forgone and benefits as a value derived. Therefore, we have a continuum. Costs and benefits are just disvalue and accrued value, and therefore health economics can balance the two. So now we understand the concept of economic value, we can look at decision making in a different way. And this is where, in the second section, the concept of opportunity cost comes into play. Opportunity cost is a core concept in economics and central to the thinking of health economists. Technically, opportunity cost is defined as the value of alternatives forgone when decisions are made. In health systems, decision makers must decide which services to provide to patients, for drug or physiotherapy. Should a patient receive a visit to a doctor or be able to see their local pharmacist? From an economist's perspective, these options are called alternatives, and opportunity cost is designed to help decision makers choose the best alternative by assigning values to the different options available. For instance, if treatment A increased the patient's life by 5 years and treatment B increased the patient's life by 3 years, a rational decision maker would choose the option that gave the greatest payoff. So therefore, option A is preferred. In terms of opportunity cost, therefore, the cost of choosing option A is the 3 years of life sacrificed by not choosing option B. Therefore, the benefits forgone of choosing option A are 3 life years. So economics is about making decisions that pushes individuals and organisations to do the most valuable thing with available resources. If you're doing something and you can derive greater benefits somewhere else that give you more worth, then pursue that. It's about optimality. It's about making choices that maximise the gain you receive. So therefore, opportunity cost is vitally important, because you don't assess what is in front of you, you assess what you're giving up in order to do what you're currently doing. And if what you're giving up, the expected value of the thing that you're sacrificing, is greater than what you're doing now, you should switch to that alternative. So with the notion of opportunity cost and the notion of economic value, we can think like health economists.